It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2023 winter edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. On The Local Show, we feature conversations about local businesses. We talk with the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. Now, we talk about how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their success, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Hearty, healthy, welcome back for Steve Roberts. How are you there, buddy?
You know, I could get used to not doing this, Tom.
Yeah, I could get used to you not being around.
I know.
And but here's the caveat to that is I don't want to do it either.
I know,
So,
you know.
It's just,
I
mean, if I had a
Bob
200
and Greg, they did a great job.
Yeah.
They really did.
That's wonderful. Yes.
They made you sound good.
That's good.
Not that they're bad. Not that I was, weighing that off. But
I know.
had some interesting guests, and I heard a fair amount of feedback that people liked it without me. I don't know what they. I think they were trying to compliment me, but I'm not sure. I think. Maybe.
Well, you know, it's your baby, so
yeah.
You have to keep doing it.
I'm an indentured servant to this thing, Tom.
I went to the boat show, and you didn't, huh? Because you were still under the weather.
Yeah. So did you see something that you can't afford but want?
First time, yeah, we were looking at those pontoons. I love the pontoons. I mean, I was really into it.
What's a good one? $50K? What do you got to spend on a good pontoon boat?
Yeah, the ones we were looking at were 78.
You have good taste, Tom.
Well, you know, I got adult kids, and you know, you got to figure they're going to bring people on,
and they're going to help pay for it.
Yeah, no. But I'd have to have you on. You know, when you get a pontoon,
I'm not that big. Jeez.
When you get a pontoon boat, you see it's a floating, living room. So,
right.
You know, you have to expect to invite people.
I saw one a few years ago. Someone made out of a picnic table. I was in Sylvan Beach, Tom.
Yes, I remember.
I was in Sylvan Beach, and walleye season
yeah.
hasn't closed, but the canal opened. It was like March 10th or whatever. And no lie, this was like the most rednecky thing. And I'm like, I wanted it. A picnic table. They had, I don't know, some Milwaukee's best, and they were going by with this little thing, and it was homemade, and it was a riot.
You sit around Sylvan Beach, you'll find redneck.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah. We've got a great show for you, folks. Stick around. Bree and Jake Lestrina are coming by. They're the owners of Sin Bun. We'll find out what they do. And then Sam Chindamo Jr. is the owner of Sam's Shoe Service. And
sounds like one of your people.
Yeah, he's one of mine. Yeah. And we'll talk about his business. Samuel De La Paz is the Brady Market store manager, and we'll get a hint as to what's going on over there. Janet Higgins is the president of the Syracuse St. Patrick's Day Parade. She's going to tell us all about this year's parade and what's been going on over there. Brian Dumond, president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan, will stop by. Sean and Vanessa Dupree, they're the owner of Dupree's Cleaning Services. And then Anthony Tringali is the owner of EatLocalNewYork.com. And he'll get the...
We're going to get fat today, Tom. There's some food.
Lots of food-related things right here on The Local Show. Now, it's our pleasure to say hello to Bree and Jake. How are you guys?
Great. Thank you so much for having us on.
Well, thank you for being here. Are you guys from Syracuse, both of you? Or?
So I grew up in Camillus.
Okay.
I grew up in New Hampshire.
Oh, in New Hampshire.
Yeah, not quite local, but
yeah.
Here on the show.
Were you anywhere near Lake Winnipesaukee?
I was in the Monadnock region, so near
I can't spell either of those words.
Yeah, don't you remember that from What About Bob? That's where he was.
I didn't
Lake
see.
Winnipesaukee.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, are you guys brother and sister? Are you husband and wife? Or what?
Oh, no. We got married. COVID put a dent in our plans, but last last year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Recently married.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's nice.
Business partners. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough to do for a lot of people. You have to have strong
That would be everybody's time.
commitment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that question a lot. I think it's a business relationship is a
Right.
relationship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have the fundamental trust and,
Right.
yeah, I mean, we have the
So,
foundation.
so how did you dream up making things like, okay, YouTube viewers?
Well, wait
look-
a second. First, the name of the company is Sin Bun.
Right?
So where did you come up with a name like Sin Bun and why?
Yeah, so it is a juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a play on where we're over the top, we're indulgent.
Gotcha.
However, the base of what we do is a cinnamon roll, but we substitute out those sweet ingredients and we use savory fillings as well. So
What's a savory filling?
So what you have right there on the camera, that is our BLT bun.
Okay. Just to know, the staff was trying to get in here when they saw these before
Yeah,
we were
right.
into the show.
More
just-
so, Zoey was also on it.
the dog was out of. Well, that's because. Do I see bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
could be,
that's our BLT bun. So on our savory line, there's no cinnamon, but we use like bacon, cheese, aioli, all rolled up.
Right.
And then our sweet line, so that's our cookie and
So,
and cream.
what's your background? How did this happen? Did you just wake up one morning and want to become obese by creating these, or what happened?
Yeah. Well, we both are in. We were in the startup CPG world. So any grocery product that you see, we did food and beverage, and we worked for
What's CPG? I don't,
consumer packaged goods.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we were with like startup companies. We worked very closely with our, the CEOs, the founders. So we got exposed to seeing, what it took to run a business.
Gotcha.
And you wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, we really love the entrepreneurship drive in that startup environment. So all the products, they're very early stage. So it's really like what market segment are you going after on that grocery shelf? It's very competitive. So our mindset is really like what category hasn't developed, which one's oversaturated.
Right.
And really the spark of this was a conversation around holidays and cinnamon buns.
So
It was a
explain
stale-
what these are,
stale
because
environment.
your cinnamon bun, you think's the place at the mall that does the cinnamon roll. What have you created here?
Sure. Well, we have about 9 menu items right now for buns. They're all different variations of a cinnamon bun. So we do carry the classic with just your traditional cinnamon and brown sugar. But these that we brought in today, this is our cookies and cream. So that has a chocolate wafer filling on the inside, and then it's also topped with more chocolate and vanilla icing goodness. And then the BLT bun that has the cheddar and bacon inside. We also have a steak and cheese bun. We have a bunch of different variations.
So it's like a whole meal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be a meal
And
replacement.
my notes say
Right.
these are gluten and calorie free. Is that true?
No.
100%. Yeah, 0 calorie, sugar free. Yeah. No, so we're our mission's to make life sweeter, right? So we're definitely indulgent. It's a treat. We want to bring people together around the holidays and really
Right.
just indulge and treat yourself.
Do you have a place that people can go, or do you just do this online?
Yeah, right now we're operating out of the Salt City Test Kitchen, which is different from the market. We always like to tell people
Right.
that. We're currently looking for a space of our own. So we're hoping that within the next month or so we'll be.
So can people walk into the Salt City Test Kitchen and say, "Hey, get me some of those sinful delights"?
Yeah, so
Where is it?
We do have that storefront, Salt City Test Kitchen, on North Salina Street, 435 North Salina Street.
What's that near? So I'm at North Salina.
Rockies.
What's that?
Rockies.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
I have a
Rockies,
reference
right.
point.
Yep.
Right on that corner. But we are technically a ghost kitchen, right? So we're operating as a virtual kitchen. We lean heavily, all of our marketing and push is on Uber Eats, DoorDash, all those third-party delivery sites.
Great.
We really encourage pre-orders and online orders because we focus on making the food and we want it hot, fresh, ready to pick up. So
Understood.
we do get the occasional walk-in.
Yeah.
We're happy to accommodate them, but
So eatsinbun.com
Eatsinbun.com.
Eatsinbun. Oh, Tom, stop shaking.
Oh, my God.
It's well, you're going to...
Good to have you back. And,
I don't think he means that.
from the land of misinformation, there's Steve.
That's my gift.
Eatsinbun.com. And that's Bree and Jake Lestrina, the owners of Sinbun. Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, great. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Sam Chindamo Jr. He's the owner of Sam's Shoe Service out of Auburn. And we'll see what he does next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for making time on the weekend to spend with Steve and I. Steve is back and in rare form, so that's good.
What does that mean, Tom?
That means people can expect people to start talking and you to interrupt them.
There we go. Okay.
That's what
I didn't knock anything over yet.
No, you haven't. Oh, goodness gracious. So I did talk to your friend there from 43 North. What's his name, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and we looked at some pontoon boats over at his place.
Yeah, I am contemplating upgrading.
Yeah, you should. They got the new Viaggio.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. That sounds like a
the Italian pontoon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? How big? How big?
You can get them all. Well, they got 150 horse Merc on the back, or 100.
I want one that I can take control with.
Yeah,
so
nice.
The 150, yes, I can giddy up and go more, but a smaller motor.
You still got to get a trolling motor.
Yeah, see,
you still gotta have a little
why you got to be like that?
Well, you
true.
need one to get in those weeds, and you need to, they make them with that little encapsulation around the blade, so it doesn't get caught in the weeds and stuff like that.
Are there weeds on Oneida Lake?
Right. A lot of people don't move out of their slip after August.
Yeah, we love that marina. They're there. They put the things are there. There's power. There's the service department.
It's the nicest. It really is the.
We've had a great experience. We really have.
That's pretty cool. Well, look, Gettys Federal Savings and Loan has been around for a long time with us. Can you just give a 10-second to 15-second talk about them?
Absolutely. I read this week projections for the market, the stock market.
Right.
And it just made like a screaming noise. So maybe as we get older, I'm getting older. I know you're not, Tom.
No, not me. I go the other way.
Folks that have things that are in the market, hey, I think what I see, 4-something%. Don't quote me. Terms and conditions apply.
Right.
But they got a good rate on a certificate of deposit that I know I can get.
Sure.
And maybe feel a little safer till the market kicks back around. And people are doing that. I was speaking with someone earlier this week. That's exactly what they did. And they said they were talking to their mom. Well, they were looking at different places. But, we've been at Gettys a long time, and we really trust them. And it was all the things we talk about being local.
That's good.
So yeah, hey, if it's spring and you're going to get a mortgage, they got great rates. They don't charge all the extra PMI. But GettysFederalSavingsAndLoan.com right here in town.
Great. Sam Chindamo Jr. is the owner of Sam's Shoe Service, and he's with us right now. And I am saying your last name right.
You are, yep.
Okay. Chindamo.
You come close to that mic.
Get right up to that microphone. We want to hear you, and you hear us, and all that kind of stuff. They have a website, or Sam has a website. It's go to samsshoeservice.com.
Right. It's actually under construction right now, so we got a new one coming shortly.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So, Sam, where are you from, and where do you do business out of?
So, Auburn. So I've been there my whole life, and
Where in Auburn is the shop?
20 East Genesee Street.
Tell me what that's near.
So that is near Wegmans.
There we go.
Okay.
So right in the heart of downtown. So we're just a little bit east up the hill.
Not too far away from Lasca's? Is Lasca's still up there?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Great restaurant.
Yeah, that's a great restaurant.
When I was a kid, we used to go to Webster's. Are you long enough to remember Webster's?
Yes. Yep, it's Costa's now.
Okay, that was.
Costa's.
This is in the late '60s, '70s. We'd go see Grandma and Grandpa, and we'd go to Webster's.
Yep.
That's wonderful. How long have you had the store there, your shoe store?
So my dad started in 1950.
Okay.
He was in the basement of H&L Greens, which was a department store.
Okay.
So from there, he moved to Market Street in 72, and then I bought this building in 92.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so what did you do before this? Were you anything before a shoe person?
No.
What do they call a shoe person?
It's a cobbler, Tom.
A cobbler, yes.
Yes.
That's what I call Steve a cob job.
Yes, he does. He does. So how does, so you're in Auburn, okay. How does a shoe repair service stay in business when we're in such a disposable world now? Oh, it's broken. I buy it.
Right.
How does that happen?
So you know, I do quite a bit of retail as well.
There I knocked something over. I knocked a cup over. Okay.
Now you know why I call him a cob job.
I'm back.
So our retail is really busy. So that definitely drives the business. But I do a lot of repairs. So, you know, answering your question, when like bad times, you think there's no money, we're going to repair our shoes. Good times, we can buy new. That really doesn't come into play. People repair their shoes because they want them, or their purses or bags, not because they can't afford new.
Oh, so you do purses and bags as well, right?
Oh yeah, yep. All pretty much all leather.
Anything
goods,
with a leather or
anything that could be fixed.
Right.
Theoretically.
Okay,
with
but like zippers?
stitching,
Are we going
zippers? Yep.
Oh, okay.
Good golly, yeah, that's a great skill, because there are a lot of things that you don't want to throw away, and people end up throwing away because they figure there's nobody out there doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some of the higher end jobs could cost almost as much as new, but they like them, and if the uppers are good, everything's good, then
I have a pair of my dad's old boots, Tom, and Dad had big feet. They were his construction boots.
Yeah.
They're just not, when I wear them, they're not comfortable. It's like we both had ginormous feet, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I could put a different arch in it, I would love to. Yeah. I would love to
Well, he
keep
could probably
them.
redo the whole
I
thing.
haven't.
Yeah.
I keep them. They're there. They're not comfortable when I wear them.
Yeah.
But they were Dad. I feel like I'd want them. How could you help with something like that?
So we have a whole category of orthotics as well.
Okay.
So I have a digital scanner to scan your feet, high arches, low arches, pressure point. So that's another part of the business that's doing really well. So we can change the insides, change the soles. You know, if things are cockeyed, level them back up. If people supinate or pronate, we do all that.
Do people love their shoes?
People love their shoes.
What's the deal with that? There's like, my wife's like, throw those away. But they were mine.
It's hard to find good ones these days. You know?
I'll get women that bring in bags that feel bad about repairing them, but they're like, well, I like it just the right amount of pockets. This is
right.
Don't feel bad. That's what we do. So
do people travel to you from distances because it's such a specialty?
Yeah, I'd say I draw from 30, 45 miles. We got Casanova, other side of Geneva. You know,
right, and you're right near Wegmans. So Auburn-wise, people know where Wegmans is.
Yeah, so pretty much the heart of downtown, just a pinch east. Like I can walk to Wegmans in literally 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that close. You know?
What do you do the most of at the shop?
Prison boots. No, do you do prison boots? The jail.
It's so well-rounded. I mean, you know, I'll have a few sole jobs going, some bags, some patches.
Yeah.
It's
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
What do you sell? You mentioned you sell too. Tell us about that.
What's the product line?
So I have, do a lot of work boots, safety toe, Red Wing, Carolina, Chippewa, Thorogood uniform boots.
And you sell those brand new?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anything used?
No.
Okay.
No.
And why would they
New
go
Balance sneakers?
Okay, which I heard are cool, Tom. They used to be for old guys, but now I guess they're back. They're all
they?
New
Balance?
Balance. I heard that. I'm like, hey, I'm hip. Why would people buy from you and not just go online and buy?
Well, you come in, we would measure your feet. We're a sit and fit
size,
store. Yeah. Some people, would come in and say, well, I'm an 11, but they're really like a 10 wide. So we really detail and give you the right fit. And I carry all the wides and mediums.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
That's you, Tom.
Yeah. I can't find wide stuff.
I got them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And then what we don't have, we can order. Now that the pandemic's, almost over. Ordering was a nightmare, but now things are starting to be readily available. But I carry a big stock. So
when are you open?
9 to 5 Monday through Fridays, and 9 to 1 on Saturdays.
Are you the only cobbler, or do you have other cobblers?
No, just myself. Yep.
Good.
And
All
my 2 daughters work, and
very
I have
nice.
another lady, Stephanie, that works. So they I usually have 2 of them there at all times, plus myself.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's Sam Chindamo Jr., the owner of Sam's Shoe Service. Folks, this is a diamond in the rough. You got to go check him out there in Auburn and get your bags and your shoes and all these things repaired, as well as see some of the new products as well. Hey, you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Yes, my pleasure. This is great. Thank you.
Excellent. Samuel De La Paz is the store manager at the Brady Market. We're going to talk with him next, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome into the local show. Thank you, folks, for carving out a little time, a special time on this weekend for Steve and I. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. We're also on YouTube. For those of you watching, hit it up. There's so much crap on YouTube that we're a good alternative.
I didn't know where you were going. And if you want more of it, go to
I spend
the local show. I wasn't sure where you were going there, Tom.
Most of the time when I get on YouTube, I spend about the first 10 minutes saying, not interested, don't recommend, because I get served up all this wacky crap.
No, there is. Are you ever tempted to give them the $10 a month and not get the ads?
You know, I was, and then I was telling you that my uncle was doing the TV, the YouTube TV.
Right.
So I was thinking about both of those things, but I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of, because we're in the business, I kind of want to see the ads.
Right, just to see what people are doing
what's
and
there,
what's
and I'm
effective.
like, and I'll see things like, wow. Look, an attorney from New York City that no one's ever going to call. And there's so much stuff there that's inappropriately placed.
Yes.
That people are spending a lot of money on, right?
Well, one ad that I saw that I was very interested in maybe even partaking in.
Is the yoga pants one?
No, not the yoga pants one, but I do like those. Was they had this Chinese man and woman who are talking about a set of wireless headphones that are supposed to be superior sound and all that, but they're only $2.95. And she's actually saying, you know, hey, they're only $2.95. What do you mean people aren't buying? And the other guy's going, I don't know why. Maybe they think it's too low of a price. And they're talking back and forth and being very transparent. And they're saying, but this is high quality and da 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 da.
The ad costs more than $2.95.
But they look really cool. I don't know if they're.
Did you buy them, Tom?
No, I did not. But it might be worth it, and the price of shipping. Anyway, so
which is $99.95.
But either way, go to YouTube and see these clips of the local show, because we're going to have some live stuff on.
Right now, the dog's wandering in here because there's food.
Right.
So if you look at the clip, you'll see the dog.
Zoey's walking around. Yeah. We have a special guest right now, new to the show. His name is Samuel De La Paz, and he is the store manager at the Brady Market, bradymarket.org. How are you, Samuel?
Yeah, I'm doing great today. How are y'all doing today?
Is that Italian?
No.
Everyone that Tom talks to is Italian. I just appreciate maybe someone not Italian.
No, I'm half Mexican actually.
Okay.
All right.
And, yep.
And what's the other half?
Western
You're
European.
I thought he was going to say Italian. I'm like, darn.
I'm actually, a lot of things. Italian is not one of them.
Okay. There you
Well,
go. We won't hold that against you. But so tell me, Samuel, where'd you come from, and why are you here?
Yeah, so I dropped out of the sky here in Syracuse, but came originally from an hour outside of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, in a small village called Huntley, Illinois.
Huntley, Illinois?
That's right.
Never heard of it.
You never. Now, did you guys get tornadoes out there?
We do. Well, we get a lot of tornado drills where you got to go in the hallway and
Really?
crouch down. But
See, I never
nothing's
knew that
passed by
about
us.
I don't know. I still don't know that. What are you talking about?
Do you not do the tornado drills around here?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, we don't get tornadoes as a rule. Of course, there's a lot of liberals who would like to make you believe that it's going crazy, but it's not.
They send off a siren because winds are over 5 miles an hour, but
but I had heard that, and I never knew that Chicago. Of course, Chicago's a windy city, but I didn't know that Illinois in general got a lot of tornadoes.
Yeah, well, it's something we prepare for. I fortunately have not seen one it's come by, so we're always planning for their visit. But
So how did you blow into Syracuse?
Yeah,
well, what do they call it? Leg effect?
There we go.
No, I got to know. So I came here for the Brady Market actually.
Wow.
And I knew about the whole Brady organization through my university. So there was a summer program when I was a freshman.
So you went to college?
I did. I just graduated from. Yeah.
Okay.
I read some books and I took some tests.
That's good.
Yep.
What college?
I went to University of Notre Dame.
Oh, wow.
And
Heard of it.
Part of that.
Yeah.
Part of that. Yeah, they've got like a football team. That's on TV.
Aren't they Italian?
Yeah. The Fighting Italians.
Yeah, right.
But they have a summer program where you can do a summer internship with service and stay with host families. And so I came out here to Syracuse.
Okay.
Wanted to try something new and got to know the Brady Faith Center.
Right.
And at that time, Kevin was running around with floor plans of the Brady Market, and I was getting so excited, like, what is this place?
Yeah.
And what are they trying to do here? And here I am.
What was your area of study in college?
I studied mechanical engineering.
No kidding.
I studied a lot of things.
I was expecting social sciences or something like that.
You seem too personable to be an engineer. Sorry for all the engineers listening.
Well, it's let me tell you, it's helped a lot at the market. We've had to change some light bulbs. But
Very good.
It does come in handy. Yeah.
Excellent. So, did you feel like you have a higher calling? Do you have a connection to faith in general?
I do, yeah. So I identify as Catholic, and that's something that I love about Brady Faith Center is they're rooted in their Catholic mission.
Yeah.
It's named after Father Brady, who really took his faith into action, into the streets, into different parts of the city that maybe other people from his group weren't visiting.
Faith without works is dead.
That's kind of a motto that I live by. And so today,
incredible.
Not justified by our works, but faith without works is dead. There's a yin yang to that.
Exactly. Yeah, because just the works without. I mean,
without
for me,
Christ, then we're dead.
Yeah. So and that time to reflect internally too, and to relax, to let that silence come to me. It's important to my routine.
Tell people about the Brady Market. They've never been there. Where is it? What is it? What do you do? What do you sell?
Oh, Brady Market. Well, a lot of people when I say Brady Market, they say what?
Right.
And then I say, it's over there on West Street, Gifford and West, and they go, oh, the old No James.
Yeah.
So I want to rewrite that. It's not the old No James. It's the new Brady Market.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're not the same. We're not trying to redo it. It's a different model because it's split in half. You got half grocery store, hot foods, meat department.
Right.
And you got another half of a community space that we use for our own programming, and it's open to the community to come and use as well.
So you brought some food. Tell us about the food and tell us what you brought here. I will show it to the YouTube. So what do we got here?
So,
okay.
We got some signature items here. Y'all got something really special today.
What is
Have
it?
y'all ever had oxtails?
No, not recently.
No, you know what? He said that knowing we haven't. I can tell. Look at his face. He's like, these dudes have never had oxtails.
So sometimes I'll interject it between my ostrich and squirrel, but I haven't in a while.
Iguana?
Yes.
How about iguana?
Opossum.
So we do. That's something that's really cool about Brady Market is we sell a lot of meat that you can't really find at Wegmans, Walmart.
Can I get regular stuff?
You can. You can also get regular stuff like produce.
But these other exotic meats, they're not just like somebody shooting them off the side of the road, right? I mean, this is all very good, high quality.
It is
exotic meats.
So
oxtails is one of our highest selling items, and so we cooked them up for y'all to try and try something new.
And we will. So we have found a habit, and to us, it is like the old no jams because that's the hook, right?
Right.
But folks that are in the city around lunchtime, every day they have hot lunches back there, and there's amazing things. I mean, the mac and cheese. I'll go through. There's a lot of things that have just been are delightful, and we'll go. What are we doing for lunch today? We'll turn around like, hey, let's go to the Brady Market.
Well, I was going to bring tacos for Taco Tuesday, because I know that's something that you came and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, I don't know about that. You know,
Right.
you saw it,
So
but-
really quickly, because time's winding down.
Oh, I see.
When people contribute to the market, they purchase goods there. Where does that money go? Does part of that go to the mission?
It does. So well, when you purchase, you're supporting a neighborhood grocery store that gives access to people without transportation in the area. And it's also funding our training program that we have, which we are recruiting for our next cohort trainees, 18 to 24. Okay. And there's training in culinary and meat department and, of course, retail.
And the prices and the
wonderful.
meats there
Yes.
are fabulous.
Wonderful. Yeah. That's excellent. And you're a young man, too. How old are you?
23.
Yeah, 23 years old. And you're a very enlightened cat, man. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So people can come down and visit you and go ask for Samuel de la Paz, but you have to say the name. That's the code word.
Yes.
Promo code.
Who's running this
Samuel.
place? Samuel.
Samuel, store manager at Brady Market. Thank you for all you do, and we'll have you on again, okay, man?
Yeah, appreciate it. And just one more plug.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got fish dinners every Friday.
That's wonderful.
seasonal
Yeah.
Lent.
Yeah,
So come
Lent.
on by. Call in your order before 5:30, and we'll have it ready for you.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk with Janet Higgins, president of the Syracuse St. Patrick's Day Parade. That'll be interesting next on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for spending all this quality time on your weekend with Tom and Steve at the local show. This is the local show, and we're heard every Saturday and Sunday. So the big weekend is, spent with us.
How do you know this is their quality time, Tom?
Because who else? It's us. We make it quality.
I
see?
like that.
So
We
they-
set the bar high because think of all the
Really
things
good.
they could be doing
Yeah, absolutely. Everything.
or cooking.
Cleaning your gutters.
Yeah, all kinds of fun things.
taking in your Christmas decorations that we still
I went by a house this week. All the Christmas decorations.
Oh, my goodness.
It was in Eastwood.
Yes.
I was heading up Teal and I had to go. There was some accident or something. They made us detour.
Yeah,
I went
yeah.
by this house. I mean, Santa, the rain, the I'm thinking, maybe it's time to.
Yeah, we wanted to bring in the stuff. We got everything down on the inside, of course, but what are you going to do? You only have so many hours in the day. But look, we have a new person to the show, and I'm eager to speak with her. Her name is Janet Higgins, and she's the president of the Syracuse St. Patrick's Day Parade. How are you, Janet?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here. So, how many years has it been since they didn't have the parade?
Well, we had it last year,
you had
but
it.
the previous 2 years we had to skip.
Oh, it's crazy stuff. So, Janet, you look familiar, but I say that to everybody. I been in the wedding business for so long. I play so many wedding receptions. I think everybody looks familiar. But give us a little bit of your history. Are you from Syracuse? Did you grow up here?
I'm from Syracuse. I grew up in North Syracuse, and I migrated back to North Syracuse, and I'm a lifelong Syracusan, and I'm loving this winter.
Yeah, isn't this great?
Yeah.
Well, you know why? What's going to happen is it's saving up the ice storm and the snow for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Yeah.
Hush. Don't you dare say that.
It was 70 the day before, and then.
I'm a true believer it's going to be 70 and sunny. I say it every year. Someday I'll be right.
What did you work full time, or do you work full time somewhere else? You can't.
I just recently retired from the New York State Court of Claims at the end of this year. And I was secretary to a judge there who was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'd worked there for almost 25 years.
No kidding. That's something else. You've probably seen a lot of stuff in your day, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We won't go down that road.
She retired. She's like, that ship left.
So, yeah, I'm up in Cicero, so maybe I see you over at like Wegmans in Cicero or something.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that.
everyone goes
Yeah,
to
everybody
Wegmans.
goes. Yeah.
Right.
Now that we've seen each other, we'll see each other a lot. So, are you Irish by...
Yes,
Your
I'm
birth
Irish
or-
on my mother's side.
Okay.
And my dad was actually born in Norway. And my story is the Vikings invaded Ireland. So there you go.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. Well, Judy's, my wife's maiden name was Gosh. and there were Goshes and Ryans over there, and then Zappatellos. So she's the mix. And there's no Irish over here. There's a lot of Wales, so Swedish and German. But there we go.
What high school did you go to?
Cicero. I was in the first graduating class from Cicero High School.
I won't tell everybody that was 1973. I won't mention that.
It was 1970.
Was it 70? Okay.
And I don't even care. Age is a number.
Well, I was class of 80 in Cicero, by the way.
Ah, how nice.
Yep.
10 years difference there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, so the parade has been a perennial favorite for a lot of people here.
Certainly for me.
Yeah, a long time. Were you involved prior to becoming president?
Yes, I've been involved since the very first parade.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
All right.
my late husband was, Nancy Duffy called him about 3 days before the original parade and said, I heard a rumor that you know how to get a parade down the street. And he goes, well, yeah, I do. And she said, well, would you come on board? And he goes, no, I don't have enough time. And she goes, please? And he said, okay. No one could ever say no to Nancy. So
What year would that have been?
that was in 1982.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My high school graduating year right there.
There we go. There we go.
That was a long time
So
ago.
who participates in the parade?
Everybody.
Not everybody. My mom's not going to be there. Okay, so who participates in the parade?
A lot of the high school bands from the area.
Yep.
A lot of the pipe bands participate. A lot of the groups. All the Irish dancing groups do. Most of the fire departments do, which we love.
Yeah.
Sure.
We love just random groups. They come and march in the parade. A lot of the churches do. They love to build floats. They bring their floats, and it's a great day.
Is it too late for people to want to get involved, or is that
they
ship
have
left?
until Friday to sign up.
Okay.
It's really difficult for us if they try to sign up after Friday.
Right.
This Sunday morning is our annual get together, and we do the lineup on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and after we've done that, it's really kind of hard to slip people in.
How many groups are involved?
Usually we have about 90 groups.
So what's the purpose of the parade?
Fun.
Just
Spring.
all out fun, right?
Bringing the community together after a long, hard winter.
Yes.
I don't know about this year, but
And people are not allowed to drink there. Is that correct?
no, we don't allow drinking. It's a family event. It really is. We really discourage drinking. We don't like it. We want kids to be able to be safe and to have fun.
Well, on the outside, I don't think you can, right? You can't really drink outside watching the parade.
Yeah.
But people do?
Yeah, people do. The spectators do. They don't enforce the open container law, unfortunately, because there's just so many people that if they tried to enforce it, you could have a riot.
There was something at the Landmark years ago that was that part of it, or is it part of it?
No, we were always really kind of separate.
Okay, there was like something where we went in there, I think found shelter.
Yes, shelter.
That's really what it was.
And they would have parties, but they weren't affiliated with the parade.
Okay.
I mean, we love the Landmark, but no.
Where does it start?
The parade starts at the corner, right at Clinton Square.
Okay.
It starts there. They line up all the way down Erie Boulevard East, or West. Erie Boulevard West, almost to like Empower Federal Credit Union, far down. And the parade generally takes about 3 hours.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you done anything differently since COVID? Like, did you have to make changes to the parade or the way things are done? Or?
No, by the time we were able to start again, we just went ahead and did it.
Because it's outdoors.
We're outdoors.
Don't use common sense, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
Don't be using common sense with these things.
We're outdoors, and if people didn't feel safe, we told them not to come.
Right.
I mean, it's an individual choice.
It really is.
I've never been one to make rules for everybody.
Amen. You're our people.
And of course, if you don't feel good, you don't want to stand outside anyway, so stay home.
Yeah, right. Watch it on TV. It's broadcast.
Is it true that a bagpipe is the loudest instrument in the world?
Gee, I don't know about that, but I know if you're next to one and they're playing pretty heartily, it can hurt.
Is there anything new that we should be looking for in the parade?
Since COVID, I've got to admit, we've had trouble getting big acts to come.
Yeah.
And things have changed, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
People are hesitant to come.
Really?
Partly because it's usually pretty cold.
Yeah.
And once they got out of the habit of coming,
Right, you see, that's a
people
problem.
haven't gotten back into it. And I'm really sad. We've gotten a lot of different groups this year.
Yeah.
But big acts, I'm at a loss, and please believe me, I've tried.
Yeah.
I've contacted every mummer band in the world, and they don't even respond.
Well, it's time to go back to the parade, Tom.
Yes.
So
it
encourage
is.
folks to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Janet, thank you for all you do and all your people do, okay?
Oh, you're welcome. We enjoy it.
Have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to have conversations coming up with Brian Dumont, president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan, in hour number 2. And then we're going to talk with Sean and Vanessa Dupree. They're the owners of Dupree's Cleaning Services. And then Anthony Tringali is the owner of EatLocalNewYork.com. All in hour number 2. Stick around. Hour number 2 starts soon.
It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Brian Dumont. He's the president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. And then Sean and Vanessa Dupree are the owners of Dupree's Cleaning Services. And then we'll be joined by Anthony Tringali, who's the owner of EatLocalNewYork.com. Which I guess we could eat our way right through.
It's a food day, Tom.
Yeah, that's a lot of food right there. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studio, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. We're also on YouTube at Zoey Advertising. If you just put in Zoey Advertising 3809.
Yeah, even if you put Zoey Advertising,
well, you'll find it.
It's going to be there. And every week the numbers are growing. I don't know if I told you, Tom, we have more and more subscribers. It's kind of fun.
It's wonderful.
Somebody wants to see me. I mean, you. I mean, us. Or Brian. I don't know.
Well, it's great to have Brian back. Brian Dumont is the president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. How are you, young man?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Good. I like to call him young man because we're the same age.
I was looking around.
So if he's young, that means I'm young.
That works for me.
And I'm 2 years older than both of you. Okay, that's fine.
That's right. And you look it.
I do. I know.
You know, they talk about the biological age and then the real age, that kind of stuff. I'm putting Steve at about a, 80-year-old.
Oh, come on. But seriously, this happened this last week. I was visiting someone in the hospital, and I kind of got lost getting out because the signage up at Community was kind of backwards. And I'm there, and I asked this lady, I said, how do you get it? She goes, oh, honey, let me show you. I'm like, she's treating me like an old man.
Right.
She calls me honey. She's like, oh, let me show you. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know.
Did she refer to you as those people? Oh, I feel bad for those people.
She was like, he must be here visiting his wife, and who knows what. But it was, yeah. So yeah, it's okay. I'm a little older.
That's
you just smile and you move forward.
Amen.
Very typical for Steve. Hey, Brian, something I've never asked you about that I put on as the first question was, can you speak to the history of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and how it's evolved since its founding?
Yes.
I don't know how far back you can go.
Well, I only go back a little over 10 years, but Geddes Federal has been around for 74 years. And it's grown quite a bit since in that 74 years. Initially, we weren't allowed to have checking accounts.
No kidding.
Just by the way the charter was. And so we started out with CDs and residential mortgage loans. And we have stayed fairly true to that mission since then. Of course, we've added checking accounts, savings accounts, money market accounts, in addition to CDs and IRAs. So we've done all that, but on the residential lending side, we're pretty much the same. Residential mortgages, home equity loans, home equity lines of credit. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. Right. But a big part of what our founding members wanted to do was make sure they were there for the community. Mm-hmm. And that's a real big part of our focus as well. So most of our officers are on boards, not-for-profit boards of different kinds, and volunteering time to the community. And we donate quite a bit to not-for-profit organizations as well.
Right. I was with someone this past week, Tom, and Geddes came up, and he was talking about his mom and her savings and things. And he said, some people have been telling her that she should put it all in one place somewhere else, and she's with Geddes. Mm-hmm. And he said, I asked why. He says, I don't know. They say that. And then she talked to the brand of Geddes. She goes, I like them. I'm there. The rates are good, and I feel. I think the quote was, I feel safe. And I thought that just reflected the whole conversation. And she said, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to stay there. And she didn't want to okay, the point goes up. It goes up by a decimal or down a decimal in a day or whatever. But she felt really safe with Geddes.
Well, I think we go a long way to make people feel safe. So they understand how they're invested, so they understand their loan. And that's a big part of this, because let's face it, everybody isn't a banker or an accountant,
right?
Or in finance. So if you
Thank
can
goodness.
understand,
I'm sorry,
but it's true. So if you can understand your mortgage, or understand a home equity loan, or how it's different than a home equity line of credit, or you can understand the advantages of a CD or a money market, it's really that's key. And I think because of the way that we're set up and who we are, we make sure that people understand.
Yeah. What are some of the more popular products or services that Geddes Federal has, and why do you think they're so popular?
Well, it comes down to rates. And I think that's the first thing, is people want to make sure that they are getting a competitive rate. And over time, Geddes Federal has demonstrated that whether you're looking at a mortgage or a savings product, our rates are competitive. And that's a big deal, because that lets you relax. You don't have to go out shopping every day and saying, oh, can I get a better rate here? There's going to be times that we're a better rate, and there's going to be times when somebody else is a better rate. Yeah. But when you look at it as a whole over time, our rates are right there with the best, and that is a sense of relief. Now, as far as our products go, I would say on the savings side, our two lead products are certificates of deposit and IRAs. I put those together, as well as the money market.
And hot right now, I imagine?
CDs right now are where it's at, because people are looking and they're saying, finally, we can get a rate of return on our money.
Yeah.
And money markets are popular because people are saying, I think rates are still going to go up, and do I really want to lock my money in? So let me park it here for a month or two and kind of gauge what's happening. So that's why on the savings side, those two products are the best, or the hottest, I should say.
Right.
On the mortgage side, everybody is looking to go long. So 30 years, 25 years, 20 years. It's what they're taking a look at, saying, while rates aren't at historical lows, they're still pretty darn good. If you can get a long-term mortgage for 5.5.
Yeah, my first house was 11.
Right. So if you can do that, the way CD rates are going up, that's not a bad deal. So people are looking at your 30-year, your 25-year, your 20-year on the mortgage side.
And they can still pre-qualify. Has anything changed about the process over there? Because the spring market's coming,
right? Well, they can pre-qualify online, or they can come in and pre-qualify. But pre-qualifications right now are the thing. People are going nuts for them because they're getting ready, as you said, Steve. It's happening. But the other thing that's really hot now, and still hot, it's been hot for a couple of months, is the home equity products. So home equity loans, home equity lines of credit, because there is still a shortage of houses in the market.
Yeah. Right.
And so in taking a look at that, people are saying, well, if we can't find the home of our dreams now, let's invest in our home and make it the home of our dreams.
Right, sure.
And so that's still really, really hot.
Yeah. You had a little bit of, I don't know, we call it a mortgage hack, if you will. There was some...
saying hack and banking the same thing as on
use the better word. Use the word scam, Tom.
Yeah, right.
What are you trying to say?
It wasn't that. It was just the way you were talking about to kind of beat the market with the inflation and the raising rates. Something...
Yeah, like you had a one-time rollover or something, you could change something.
It was like an adjustable...
the adjustable mortgages, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, those are great, especially in an environment like this, because essentially, let's say a 10-1 ARM, you can lock in that rate for 10 years. And if you're going to be in your house for less than 10 years, you're going to pay lower interest rate, and then when you sell it, you're all set.
See, that's kind of cool advice. Like, I would never think of an ARM in good times when we could get a 3% mortgage.
Last thing I know is our friend Brad right here. He went and got it at Gaddis.
Right.
He looked, and he's familiar with everybody, and he speaks volumes about the relationship and the way it happened. And he's a younger guy, and he was thrilled and got a great rate.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian. You have a great rest of the day, and we'll send people your way.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you, everybody.
Excellent. Next up, we're going to talk with Sean and Vanessa Dupree. They're the owners of Dupree's Cleaning Services right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back at it and back into it. You've got The Local Show right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM, and of course on YouTube. You can view the guests and view Steve and see that he is here and alive and well after his quote-unquote business meeting down in Florida.
Tom, it was business, okay? I was feeling a little under the weather after, but it was...
No one goes to Florida for business.
Yes, they do.
No. Least of all you.
It was educational, fun, inspirational, and it was warm. Okay, I'll give you that. It wasn't
it's
cold.
nice down there.
Yeah, it was good.
No problem with the flight. You sent me that little app that allowed me to follow you or something.
Isn't that fun?
But then I didn't follow you. You didn't communicate with me after that. I had it plugged in.
Was Flight Aware. So there's several of them where you can actually see where it is.
Right.
And everything. And I did think of you because they said it's going to get a little rough, and I'm used to that.
Right.
And I know that's not your thing.
No.
And there was a little bit of rumblings coming down through, and and I thought, I wonder what would happen if the wings fell off. But then I didn't go there. So, but I did think of you, and it was great. And
better you than me.
Probably. That's fair.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're going to bring somebody new onto the show. His name is Sean Dupree. He's the owner of Dupree's Cleaning Services. How are you there, Sean?
I'm good.
Good. It's good to have you on. So give me a little bit of your background so we can let people know what you're all about. Where'd you come from? Are you from this area?
So I'm from Parrish, New York. Graduated APW. And we started the cleaning business about 12 years ago. And we started as a roof cleaning business, and we exclusively did roof cleaning. And over the years, it's progressed into we do full exterior cleaning, and we do full interior cleaning, commercial and residential.
Wow. That's a big job. How many people? You can't do it all on your own, huh? How many people you got working with you?
No, right now we have 6 people.
Okay.
There's 6 of us total.
Is it seasonal, a lot of it, or no?
The exterior cleaning is seasonal. You have to have decent temperature. We don't want to go out in
It's very important. And I'll tell you, the mold gets on that vinyl siding and all up and down my road. And, it's a pretty nice neighborhood,
Right.
but still dirty houses. Some pretty dirty houses. And you try and do it yourself. I tried to do a little on my own. And when you don't know what you're doing.
That would be Tom.
You get a mouthful of soapy, crappy water and eye filled,
And something that we do different, Tom, is we don't use a pressure washer. We have a trailer that's specifically designed for low pressure cleaning for your roof, so that we're not damaging the roof as we're cleaning it or damaging siding. So
very good.
We don't want that water getting behind you.
So it's not pressure. See, my head goes to.
Yeah.
So
got the
that's
pressure
not.
thing.
So what do you do? Tell me how you do it.
It's a low pressure cleaning system. So we use a proprietary mixture of cleaning ingredients to help release the fungus and the dirt and the mold and all that stuff off from the siding and also from the roof.
Will it kill the dog?
It will not kill the dog. I wouldn't leave the dog bowl out there while we were cleaning.
Right,
I'd put it away.
Right.
Because they may not be happy. You may not be happy cleaning up after them.
Right, but people can go back. People can go back outside into the space. It's not like a high chemical smell and things like that.
No, not at all. No.
So you clean the roofs, not just. Do you clean the snow off, or you're talking about actually cleaning the dirt off of roofs?
So you see all the black streaks on roofs?
Yes, I do.
So that's not what people think it is. A lot of people think it's the airplane's going overhead. We're in a high airplane area, right? And it's soot from.
Yeah.
It's an algae called Geoclapsa magna.
I knew that. No, I know that was what came to my mind.
Geoplasma.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah.
And it's actually it's eating the asphalt. So what happens over time if you don't take care of that is the asphalt deteriorates from the Geoclapsa magna,
right?
Living off it, and you'll lose the granules off from your stone, your shingles, and it shortens the lifespan.
Where did you learn big words like that?
Wikipedia.
Watches a lot of YouTube. Very nice. So that's important to do to clean up. Now you wouldn't do that this time of year either, right?
We would not.
Wait.
No. It's seasonal.
Gotcha.
But what drives it? So Tom is in a beautiful neighborhood up there in South Bay. At what point do people go, I need to get help? And Tom, you're talking about I was trying to do it yourself. So what drives this?
What I like is that you do the interior too. So, my wife and I are both busy professionals, and we have adult kids and one younger kid and all that.
Don't help at all.
That don't help much. We don't have time,
Right.
So we'd love to have somebody like you come up and do that. So how can you solve problems for people like that? Do you have programs where you come weekly, monthly, daily?
With the interior cleaning with residential, it's typically weekly or bi-weekly or monthly is what most people do.
Yeah.
Residential clean or with the commercial cleaning, it's more janitorial style.
Okay.
It could be a daily or it could be an every other day or once a week thing.
Do you have specialist equipment, or does somebody have to provide you?
Yeah, we have mops.
Yeah.
I like that answer. Which means they work. And it's work. Let's be honest, it's work.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, it's just, I don't know that my vacuum cleaner's the best, even though we got one of the newer ones. But you bring your own vacuums and your own tools.
Yeah, we bring all that stuff. We supply all the cleaning detergents and whatever, unless there's something specific that a customer wants to use. And they're more than they can supply them if they choose to.
Now, can people express to you, like, do a light cleaning, or we want real heavy cleaning?
Good question.
Yeah, so you can do just maintenance cleaning, is what we call it, or you can do like what we typically know as a spring cleaning, right? Like a deep cleaning, and that's something that's done more like once a year.
Gotcha.
And then maintenance cleaning after that.
Going into someone's house, that's. Someone's coming into my house. I don't know these people.
Yeah.
How do you mitigate that? Because to me, that would be a challenge for people to have that trust to do that.
It is. And some people don't want strange people in their house, right? So
that's why I don't have Steve over.
It's true.
So you have to build that reputation as a
right,
as a professional, right? And then, you know, it becomes word of mouth, and you can find reviews on the internet about what we do.
Good.
Do you have insurances and things like that?
Yeah, we are fully insured. Yep.
That's a big deal.
Well, yeah, I guess you have to be.
Yeah, we carry insurance, comp insurance on all the employees, liability insurance in case, you know, if somebody spills some bleach on somebody's carpet or something on accident.
Yeah, you never know.
We could take care of, you know, my insurance would take care of something.
So have you ever found a house that you can't clean and make look shiny new?
I have. Sometimes if you don't do things regular enough, and you just let it go for 8, 10, 12 years, the siding will stain.
Right.
Yeah, and it's no different. It's no different than the clothes that you wear. If you don't take care of it, you may not be able to fix it at some point.
He's talking to you, Steve.
Well, that's okay.
I did look at it.
That mustard stain's been there for 10 years now.
Okay, it doesn't. Nobody noticed it. So, exterior siding cleaning.
Yeah.
And they call it roof cleaning. And I don't know if that is that the right term.
It is. It's the industry term for it.
But then inside, I don't know any other company, Tom, that does outside, inside, on top.
Everything, yeah.
So if someone had questions or wanted information, exterior cleaning 315?
That's correct.
Okay, so I bet, is that 315, is that like your age or is that the area code?
That's my area code.
Exterior cleaning 315, they can get information and find it on there, right?
Yes, you can.
That's excellent. All right, good. Well, we'll get people to call you, and I know that I may call you for you do free estimate, right?
Yes, everything's free estimate.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sean, and you hang in there and have a great rest of the day, okay?
You do the same. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Anthony Tringali. He is the owner of EatLocalNewYork.com. I guess, is he a food reviewer or a food taster?
We're going to find, yes.
Okay.
All those things.
Coming up right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back again. That means you are too, right here on The Local Show. Thank you for joining us. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studio, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Also on YouTube, if you look us up on YouTube and you get past all the girls in yoga pants, you'll find Zoey.
You're the one that gets, Tom, I get car chases and fishing videos. Why do you suppose?
I don't know, because I'm more of a man than you, obviously.
You are. They like, in his profile, used to be a weightlifter, was an athlete. They look at me and go, the guy's been a photo geek since he was 12. So they send me redneck fishing photo videos, you know?
Good golly. You know, I was doing a project for the wife and for her real estate stuff, and I came across a bunch of Oneida Lake fishermen who are videotaping themselves now, on the water.
They use tape.
And,
videotape?
Well, video.
That's old school.
I'll tell you what, it got my juices flowing. I was getting excited because they were pulling out fish left and right.
Yeah, but here's what they don't show you. The 14 hours, they caught nothing.
Well.
and it's like, oh, got another one.
Because they're actually catching fish. You and I, there might be 14 hours in between.
It is. I am a lazy fisherman.
Yeah.
The guys are like, okay, what's the water temperature? What color is the cloud? The barometric pressure. Wait a minute. I change it by. I'm like, okay, I'm here. Can I fish?
I'll tell you what, the one thing I saw at the boat show were those really cool 3-dimensional fish finders now.
Yes.
And those are really nice.
They're not as, they used to be so awkward. It's like, you can tell by
it would look like Pong,
Right.
The little fish. Now you're really seeing the topography of the.
My dad, love him. He used to say, "Oh, did you catch anything there?" No, but I marked a lot of fish.
Marked them.
I marked a lot of fish. We're marking them now.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you eat that for dinner? Where's the mark? you get in, you would mark them, but they weren't. And I always found that I haven't even thought of that. And he was like, I'm marking a lot of fish.
Well, before we introduce our guest, did you want to talk about Charlie and the mattress makers?
I want to talk about Charlie and the mattress makers.
Sounds like a variety show.
It does, and there's so many. I don't want to offend anybody. Maybe I will. I don't know. There's so many mattress companies out there. Mm-hmm. Buy a mattress, buy a mattress, buy a mattress. There's a sale today. It ends in 5 minutes. Right. Buy a mattress, win a new car.
Get an oxen.
Yeah, whatever. Charlie, what a craftsman. I was back over there a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And you go into that factory, and at mattress makers, you're buying from the factory.
Right.
You're seeing them. You're buying them right there. You're paying wholesale below weight, but you're buying it right there. Mm-hmm. But what a lot of great questions they ask. I got a mattress from Carol over there here a month or two ago.
Yes.
And they just ask the right questions, and you don't feel like you're being sold. There's none of that. Mm-hmm. And they're just amazing. If it's time to update a mattress and you go anyplace else, you went to the wrong place. Go talk to Charlie. Talk to Carol, the folks at Mattress Makers, Bridge Street, right there behind Henry Wilson Jewelers. There's no pressure. You can check it out. You can talk to them. They have the organics. They're just amazing folks, and I just highly recommend them. And I slept on that mattress last night, Tom.
Very good. Well, better than the couch for you.
Yeah. I wasn't in trouble. I slept on the mattress.
Right. Actually, we're allowed. All right. It's our pleasure to introduce a new guy to the show, and his name is Anthony Tringali. He's the owner of EatLocalNewYork.com. How are you, Anthony?
Doing good, guys. Thanks for having me.
So when your parents named you, they named you Anthony, did they say, I don't want people calling him Tony?
I don't know how it went with my parents when I was a kid, but in our family, it's always been Anthony. Unless you're an uncle, then it's Uncle Tony.
Yes.
So I'm Uncle Tony, and we just had our first son, my wife and I. He's 3.5 months.
Oh, God bless
Is his
you.
name Anthony?
His name's Anthony.
There we go.
And we won't let people call him Tony.
Very nice.
How about Little Tony?
No, not yet. Little Anthony.
That's when we were having our first kid, I said if it was going to be a boy, which we happen to have 2 girls before we had our boy, I wanted an Anthony. But my wife didn't want an Anthony because she figured everybody called him Tony. So we have a Nicholas. And we named him Nicholas when we don't want anybody calling him Nick. But he calls himself Nick.
I call him. Should I call him Nicholas?
Nicholas, I think so.
I love your son.
I love
your kids. They're great. But don't call him Anthony.
That's right. Hey, stick with one kid, by the way. That's my fatherly advice.
Or wait 20 years and have another like Tom did.
Yeah, we had a late in life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we got a 16-year-old and then we got a 25-year-old. So
oh, my gosh.
A little bit of a spread in there, and then a 23-year-old. So it's nuts. Anyway, let's talk about you. Eat Local New York. What is it that you do? What do you do for a living, and what is this Eat New York stuff?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we just promote locally owned restaurants.
Okay.
And try to help people choose local as opposed to going to a chain or a franchise, things like that.
Is it just for the central New York area?
No, it's across the state. We have restaurants
really?
in Buffalo, Rochester, out in Auburn. Tons here, over 100 here in Syracuse.
Are you going to them and reviewing them?
So we don't really do reviews per se. I try not to put anything negative out about a restaurant. If there is a place we go to and we don't care for it, we just don't talk about them.
Gotcha.
How courteous is that?
Yeah. Oh, that's very nice. Not much fun, but it's pretty nice.
I will say, we have Instagram subscribers, and so they can pay $5 a month and get exclusive content.
Okay.
And I had 15. And the first week I went on there, I was like, all right, subscribers, you get to know the restaurants I don't like. And after I put that video out, I lost five subscribers.
I thought you were going to say it went way up.
No, so people I don't think really want the negativity. They want to hear about the good places.
So you go to restaurants.
Yep.
And do what?
Go out to eat, try their food. Same thing you do. I just take, you might take pictures of the food, but I take more detailed photos of the food and then post it on social media.
To what end?
In terms of how far,
what's your objective? No, what's your objective?
My objective is to tell my followers about great local restaurants. Maybe it's a great dish. Right now we're focusing on, we're going to be putting out Eat Local New York's top 76 restaurants in Central New York.
Top 76.
And
out of what? Out of 1,000?
Well, out of all of them, really.
It's a nice round number.
Yeah. And I'm kind of modeling it after my favorite food critic, Jonathan Gold from Los Angeles, LA Times.
Okay.
And so he used to put out his 101 top restaurants list. And so we're doing the same thing this July. It's going to launch on his birthday, which is the 28th of July. And just trying to find like great restaurants that produce really wonderful food.
To let consumers know.
Yeah, so back up a little bit. How did you become all about food? Were you born with
what
food?
Makes you so
such
the
a foodie?
authority? Yeah,
we
the authority.
grew up, well, I don't know if I am the authority, but I'm definitely a loud authority. We grew up in food and hospitality. Growing up, my parents, we were always in church, and if there's one thing my parents are really gifted at, it's hospitality.
Gotcha.
And across the board, that could be.
Isn't that like a biblical reason to eat too much?
Well, it is.
Gift
Then you
of
get
hospitality. Hey, let's have a party.
Then you get to the gluttony section.
Right. That's in there too. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, yeah.
So we just grew up in that. When I was like 8 or 9 years old, my parents had a diner for a year in Kentucky when we lived there, and I was homeschooled, which meant I learned how to wash dishes that year. And, commercially. And so just growing up, I knew the struggles small restaurant owners faced. So when I came back to Syracuse as an adult and started to build a social media following, I decided, if there's one thing I want to do with it, I want to help some of these struggling locally independent restaurant owners by being able to tell the public about how great they are and drive traffic to them.
So would you consider yourself a vlogger, blogger, podcaster?
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah,
I mean,
all those things.
On social media, we put out a new show every day of the week.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's interesting. Can we keep you around and we'll talk to you a little bit more about this? Okay. Anthony Tringali right there. He's the owner of Eat Local New York. Is that right? EatLocalNewYork.com. And we're going to talk to him and continue to talk with him right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Thanks for sticking around. You've got The Local Show on this midwinter's day. Been kind of mild, so we're fortunate.
It snows, it stops. It snows, it stops.
I mean, I really haven't had to pull out the snowblower once.
Yeah.
I don't even knock wood, you know?
Well, that's not wood.
Whatever this is.
I'm a fan of winter, Tom.
Oh, I know you love it. Yeah.
I do not. I'm a fan of winter south of the border, so... but it's okay. Spring's coming April 1st, first day of trout season.
Hey, public service announcement, and I don't know why we have to do this, but we do. Don't go on the lake. It hasn't been cold enough.
Are they
nuts?
Where passion meets stupidity.
Oh
there's like a line there, and if you have to float on an iceberg to ice fish, here's a thought: don't do that.
Oh my gosh! And I've been out there for close to 30 years, and it amazes me that when we get these not very harsh winters, that people still want to go out there.
If there's open water, here's a thought.
Right,
there's open water.
Don't even think about it.
I mean, I was out there years ago when they used to race cars out there.
Oh yeah.
They used to have the cars racing down the Brewers. It was awesome, but the ice was 6 foot thick.
Yeah. See, you get a good month of January freezing 15 degrees. Yeah. You're fine, but not now.
Hey, Tom, I have a transition.
Yes,
if you're going to do that, you should talk to Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts first. Okay? My transition. Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, they just did a workshop here last week. I think there were about 50 folks there learning how to protect their home and life savings.
Sure.
Getting their stuff together. Because if you don't have a plan, the government has a plan for you.
Right.
It ain't good.
No.
And it will. If you don't put things in the right boxes, the government is going to take them out of those boxes. So, if it's time to do that, if you haven't done it, reach out to the folks at Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. It's all they do. You can call the guy that did your traffic ticket if you want to, but that's not what they do. SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com. Tom?
There we go. We're back with Anthony Tringali. He's the owner of EatLocalNewYork.com, has a passion for eating and then telling you about it. Hey, I ate this. And, well, you know what? That's one of the top conversations people have when they socialize.
Yeah.
You know, they say, hey, geez, we went to this restaurant and, boy, it was great. You know, so,
or it wasn't.
Or it wasn't, yeah. So you kind of take the guesswork out of it. Where can people find you? You talk about your social media. Talk about all the areas people can find you.
Yeah, we're on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And I think it was on the, anti-something social media account at one point or another. And really our website. We put most everything out on our website, which is eatlocalnewyork.com.
Okay. And when you do a TikTok and all that, what would you do? You show yourself eating a hamburger and say, this is really good.
Exactly.
You know?
I saw one. I saw one.
You could be a TikToker. You just did it so well.
I'm just guessing.
No, you were at a deli or somewhere. You're like, hey, this is a real sandwich.
Right.
And he pulled it apart.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look, there's actually meat in this sandwich, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure. So we just started doing those this year. I hired Nicole, who's another fellow Instagrammer in the area, and she's been helping me put out just content every single day. And
it's a lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work to think of the idea and film it and edit it.
Yes.
And to be interesting.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Try to be interesting.
Yeah, it is. People don't realize to be good at it, you really... And you have to have a passion. That's the one thing that people try and it's contrived. Mm-hmm. You know, they think, oh, I want to be a part of that universe, but they're pushing it. But you seem to have a real big enthusiasm for what you do, and that probably comes through.
Yeah.
In your TikToks and your Instagram and all
that. For sure. It's, like I was saying, you don't want to say anything negative about a place. And so it's really exciting for me when I can go into a restaurant and find an owner or a cook or whoever it is that's producing the food that's equally as passionate about what they're doing and can put something out that's really creative.
But you're kind enough not to. And I mean that because, people that post reviews and things, I went there and the silverware had a spot on it. I'm like, you know what? Cut the guy some slack, will you? So there's a hey, if it's on your platform, it's a place worthwhile going to. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement.
And some are going to be better than others.
Yeah.
Do you find that most restaurants are receptive to having you come in?
Yeah, I think
Great
they are.
question.
Not too many. I will say this: I love Central New York, but if I go into like New York City or Buffalo or Rochester, bigger cities, they kind of see Instagrammers as like another branch of marketing, and so in Central New York, the owners really don't have that figured out quite yet. So.
Yeah. They might feel like, well, this person's going to bash me or something like that.
Yeah, that, and I went to New York City for a day, and when I got back, and I'd gone eating at all these places, tagged these places. I got back, I had DMs from other restaurants. Hey, how much is it for a post? How much to have you come out and
so they saw they're seeing the value and they're seeing what it is.
Yeah,
because your stuff, you and I've watched several of the things. They're short enough to be interesting, long enough to be informative. Mm-hmm. And there's Tom, you're really good at time. When it comes to like in creation of commercials and things, you're like, it feels too long. Mm-hmm. Or I'm trying to make a 15-second commercial with 2 minutes worth of data.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of folks online don't get the right timing.
Yeah, for sure. You really have to be fast-paced nowadays and really have to be quick. I mean, a YouTube short is 60 seconds. And so you really kind of... I tried it, and we're trying to really stick within that 60 seconds for that style of content right now for those, whether it be funny dessert videos or something delicious where I'm going out and trying a different sandwich or something at a restaurant.
What's the timing on the Instagram now? I know that they're doing video clips.
Yeah, you can do 1.5 minutes there.
Wow, 1.5 minutes.
I try to keep everything right now at 60 seconds. That way I can produce one video for YouTube and then put it everywhere. So.
Yeah. So some of your favorite restaurants around town. I mean, what do we got going?
Yeah, my favorite restaurant is Amano, without question.
I've never heard of it.
Amano, it's on Warren Street. It's actual Italian food. Alex and Lauren and Noah, the Fiocchi
So I'm right down.
family.
Where is it on Warren Street? 'Cause I don't know what
It's
either
in
times.
Icon or Ion Tower building.
Icon. It's on the big building that used to be called something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Delicious. I mean,
That narrows it down.
yeah, some of the best food. St. Urban is obviously amazing. Eden, 100% wood-fired
I
restaurant.
don't know any of these places.
Those are the best. Those are the top 3 restaurants in Syracuse without question.
Really?
Okay, so name them again, because Tom and I are going.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so
wonderful.
So Amano.
Amano, Amano. Okay.
Yeah. Eden, which is the wood-fired restaurant.
So that's not Eat In.
No, Eden,
It's like Eden, the
from
Garden
Bible.
of.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then St. Urban, which is over on Westcott Street, which is like the finest dining French cuisine.
So it's
here.
right there with the other places
Yeah.
on Westcott Street in
Yeah.
that strip.
Yeah. So it's behind. It's right behind Rise and Shine Diner. So there. Yeah.
Yeah, that Rise and Shine has gotten great
Yeah.
reviews as well.
Yeah, one of the most creative restaurant owners, Danielle, does a phenomenal job, and she's really pushed the envelope in terms of creativity and food for the last 6 years plus in Syracuse.
Do you find that in our Syracuse area that they have real chefs that stick around? Because I always think of that business as turning over a lot.
You know, I think we do, but I think a lot of like the real chefs here in Syracuse go under the radar. We just have a guy at our restaurant, comes in, you'd never guess that he was nearly as talented as he is, just the way he looks. And but he's been in the industry for 20 plus years. And one of the most talented guys I've ever seen before.
Well, and hang on, before we wrap things up, you have your own restaurant too?
Yeah, so I own
we
a
didn't even
place-
talk about that.
It's called 3-1 Fried.
Okay.
And we're in North Syracuse, and it's just fried chicken sandwiches.
Well, I didn't know that, and I live up there, so I'll have to
There you
come
go.
over and visit you there.
Tom, you're not allowed to eat that.
Yeah, I know I'm not really. Well, thank you, Anthony Tringali. Wonderful little story, and we'll have you on again. We'll send people over to your place, eatlocalnewyork.com. Check it out and check them all over social media. You have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
All right. That's going to wrap things up, Steve.
Time to go ice fishing. No.
It's really great to have you back. So, enjoy the rest of your day. And God bless you and your families, folks. Try to get some vigorous activity every day and help out somebody who's a little less fortunate than you. The Local Show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about The Local Show right here on 570 WSYR 1069 FM, the iHeart Radio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.